Jennifer Eileen, and I am so delighted to welcome you to my cafe, my Pet Info Cafe. Pour yourself a warm cup of your favorite and let's chat about our love of animals. I would love you to meet the volunteer team who are dedicated to helping homeless pets find their way to loving homes through rescue and adoption. This episode of Pet Info Cafe is sponsored by Lost Dog Cafe, a Northern Virginia destination known for its food and beer selection, with 5 locations in the DC metro. All Lost Dog Cafe locations are owned and operated by former employees and members of the Lost Dog Cafe family who are committed to food, beer, customer service, and a deep-rooted love for animals that embody the Lost Dog Cafe way. Please welcome the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation volunteers, Michelle Whitaker, Kylie Lipinski, and our very important guest, our cat, Patty. Well, hello, everyone, and hello, Patty.
Hi.
Kylie, we must talk about our star guest today. Tell us all about this beautiful, beautiful cat. How old is she? Where does she come from? What's her personality like?
Yeah, so this is Patty. She's about a year old. She came to us a couple of weeks ago from the SPCA, one of our partners, the SPCA of Luzerne County in Pennsylvania. And she is super sweet. I was hanging out with her for a little bit backstage, and she loves to be pet. She likes to play. She loves churros, some nice treats. So yeah, she's just a great all-around cat that would probably do well in most homes. She also gets along well with other cats too.
Yeah, she sure does. And what would you say about her type of breed? Because her coloring is so gorgeous.
Yeah, a lot of people have a question about that. So she's actually what's called a dilute tortie. So a lot of torties are darker, kind of the dark black brown, but the gray and orange torties are called dilute torties.
Okay, really, really gorgeous. And what's she like she's in your fostering in your home?
She's currently at our rescue care center.
Okay.
So she's actually up for adoption currently.
Oh, okay, great. And you mentioned that she's going today to an adoption
Yeah, she's
event?
going to be at our PetSmart location. So yeah, I'm sure she'll be snapped up real quick.
Well, who doesn't want to adopt a movie star?
Exactly.
Exactly. Who doesn't want that? Well, thank you for that, and thank you for bringing Patty on, and this must be such an exciting venue for a cat to be in.
Yes, yeah, she'll remember it for a long time coming, I'm sure.
She really will. Well, Michelle, it's so nice to have you here, and tell us about your role as a program manager for dog and cat adoption.
Yes, I'm the program manager, and the program manager oversees the foster programs, medical programs, intake programs, making sure that all of our dogs and our cats get into foster homes, working with the medical team to make sure they all get the proper medical care, and getting them ready for adoption and to our events to go to their forever homes.
Thank you. That's a wonderful, wonderful role to have. But I understand you also work full time, so
I do.
You have it all, huh?
Yeah, I have a full-time job, a family at home, and I'm a volunteer. So I'm the volunteer program manager. Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation opens up so many doors for volunteers that want to really get involved in working with cats and dogs. And they make it so easy. And the people that you get to meet, the dogs and cats that you get to help, just makes it all worthwhile. I've been doing it since 2008, and I just genuinely just love it.
Yes, I can tell you do. It sounds just wonderful. So Kylie, in addition to fostering this cat and bringing her along, thank you so much. I understand that you're a manager of the greeter team. Can you tell us about that? This sounds like a great volunteer opportunity to have.
Yeah, so our greeters at our rescue care center, they are basically our front lines. They sit in the lobby to talk to everyone who comes in. So a lot of people coming in are volunteers, maybe longtime volunteers who kind of know what they're doing. There might be new volunteers who are a little less sure about what they're doing. So having the greeters just helps as a resource for anyone who has questions, because we have a great staff who are super busy taking care of all of our wonderful animals. So having someone up front to just answer questions, kind of triage situations, and when we do have members of the public come in who are interested in how to start volunteering, how to adopt, the greeter can answer all those questions and point them in the right direction. So we have 4 greeters a day who have 2-hour shifts, and so I try to make sure that we always have someone there so that whenever anyone's coming in, we can make sure to get them to the right place.
That's great. It must be a lot of fun to meet all those people who are coming in looking for their next best friend.
Yeah, it's great. And just the volunteers are so amazing as well. So I love to be able to see, I see a lot of the same faces during my shifts that I have. And it's great to be able to support the new volunteers too.
Great. Thank you for telling us about that. Now, I have another question for you, Kylie, and this has to do with a cat that you're fostering or that you have adopted that is blind.
Yeah, so I'm fostering a cat named Deedles. She is about 7 years old. And she's super sweet. So she's blind, but I just feel like, she adapts really well to it. She can figure out her environment super quickly. So I feel like the only difference really for us is we have a lot more furniture. We have, cat stairs, so she can get up to the couch, and a nice ramp in our bedroom, so she can get up to the bed, because otherwise she's not really sure she can get up, but she has trouble getting down without that. So she's just a normal cat who, has to find her way around a little differently, but she's super, super fun to have around.
And how old is she?
She's about 7.
About 7. And have you had her from the beginning?
No, she's been with a couple different fosters. She was with a longtime foster. She stayed with me for a while as well. And yeah, I've had her since the end of December. So she's still looking for her forever home. But I'm sure she'll find it, because just from all the cats that I've worked with, I feel like, not every cat is for every person, but there is a person for every cat out there.
Oh, that's very sweet. That's very, very sweet. And how did it come about that you adopted her?
I haven't adopted her. She's actually still up for adoption, so she's my foster.
All right.
I foster a lot of cats who can't be around other cats, either for medical reasons or they don't like other cats. So since I don't have any cats of my own or any dogs, I get a lot of the fosters who, for one reason or another, can't be around other animals.
I see. Well, this one's very, very special. So I know we're going to have an exciting day today with Patty. And so Michelle and Kylie, you've had so many wonderful experiences as volunteers. What would you advise someone who wants to volunteer with animals?
I would say just do it. There's no reason not to. It's the community super supportive. So just look around, what's close to you, whoever can kind of support the kind of work that you want to do, because some people want to work with dogs, some people want to work with cats, some people want to work with people. So I just think finding the position that you're really passionate about within the volunteer organization, there's something for everyone there.
So I probably you might not have an answer to this, but what's your favorite?
My favorite position, or cat foster.
Okay.
Yeah. I think my heart is with the cats, and so I really feel like it's some people, when you tell them you're a cat foster, like, that's so great. It's wonderful that you do that. Like it's some kind of sacrifice, but for me, I really feel like it's a privilege. Like, I'm the lucky one to be able to meet all these different cats and be a part of their journey. So it just works out really well for me, and I'm glad it works out well for the cats too.
Yeah, I'm certain that it does. Well, what advice do you have for someone who wants to adopt a cat like Patty or like your blind kitty cat?
Yeah, I think kind of get to know what you want in a cat, because there's so many different types of cats out there. Like, figure out what's important to you in terms of, does it bother you if a cat wakes you up every morning at 6 a.m. for food? Like, those are things that you can.
That one.
Yeah, not every cat does that, I've learned. I used to think they all did, but they don't. So that's information that you can get from a foster. They've lived with this cat. They know the cat's habits. They kind of know their quirks. And so if you know what you're looking for and you can ask the right questions, you can make sure you get a good fit right off the bat.
And Michelle, what would you say? What would be your advice for someone who wants to adopt a cat or a dog or family?
I would say do your research, go
Mhm.
online. All of our cats and dogs have a email link, and you can click on that email link and it'll take you right to the foster or right to one of our volunteers, and they can answer all of your questions about the cat.
Mhm.
If you're looking for a cat that maybe gets along with dogs, we have dog
Oh,
fosters, me being one of them, that fosters
yeah.
cats.
Okay.
And that way I can take a cat into my home and see how they do with dogs.
All right.
So I would just say, look at our website, find a cat you're interested in, be proactive, send an email, and find out when you can meet that cat or that dog to take them
Okay.
home. Our volunteers are there to help.
Okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And so, in terms of memorable cats, you certainly have crossed quite a few, I'm sure, in your life, Michelle.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What memorable cats would you
I
like
can
to
think
share?
of probably two off the bat. One of my first fosters was a little cat, and we never really gave him a name because he had feline leukemia, so we didn't know how long we would have him. So we just kept calling him Kitten. It was right around the time where the Black Panther movies came out, so he was Kitten. And he was amazing. He was the most wonderful cat. I had him for almost a year until we sadly lost him. But I mean, it was great that I was able to give him a home. The cat that I fostered, and he's my cat now. His name is Leo, and Leo was returned several times because he would stalk his fosters and come up behind them and grab their legs and just leap out and bite them. And I was like, well, I'm up for a challenge. Let's see what I can do. And I took him home to live with a bunch of hound dogs. And I think we just determined that he was just bored and needed some entertainment. So he's mine, and he is one of the best cats ever.
I love it. So he got along with the hound
He
dogs.
gets along great with the hound. He greets me at the door. He hangs out with the hound dogs. He thinks he's a dog.
Is he the boss? Of
He
hound
is the
dogs?
boss, yes. They know he's the boss. The cats always are.
I love that story. That's so true. Kylie, for you, any other memorable stories about cats you've adopted, fostered, seen adopted?
Yeah. One that sticks out to me is my longest time foster. Her name was Snowball. She was actually a deaf cat, so I feel like I've run the gamut here.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, she was with me for 8 months and just wasn't getting a lot of interest. She got adopted and returned because it wasn't a good fit. But then another young lady was interested in her, and she came over to meet Snowball. And even though Snowball was kind of a little shy and hiding, which wasn't necessarily her personality, the adopter just fell in love with her. And to see her go to such a great home after such a long time with us, it was. People asked, was it hard to say goodbye? And I was just happy that she finally had the right home.
That's a wonderful, happy story. And finally, Patty, do you like food? I'm just curious. Would you like to tell us?
I've heard she's actually a picky eater, but
okay.
These do the trick. She loves
right.
churros.
Okay. Well, Patty, thank you for joining us. Any final thoughts from you about what kind of human you'd like to adopt you? Someone with treats, maybe?
Someone with treats.
Well, thank you both very much for joining us on Pet Info Cafe and telling your inspiring stories. And thank you again for your time, for all you do.
Thank you for having us.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll hear from Juliana Liu, a volunteer about fostering and adopting cats.
Welcome to Pet Info Cafe, Juliana. This is Juliana Sue, everyone. And Kai, who is her foster still. Yeah. So please tell us about, hello, Kai and Juliana. So please tell us all about you, your role with Lost Dog and Cat Rescue.
Yeah, so I am a cat foster as well as a rehoming and return manager for Lost Dog. I've been fostering since 2019, and I've fostered, Kai is my 52nd cat that I've fostered. So it's been a really great experience. I will pick them up from the rescue, to have them in my place, take care of them until for however long it takes until they find a home. take them to the vet if they need to, give them lots of love, love and treats and pets, as you can see. That's my role as the foster. As the rehoming and return manager, for that role, my responsibility is to field inquiries from people who, for one reason or another, need to surrender their pet, either for, allergies, financial reasons, they're moving, they can't take the pet with them. I field those inquiries. I will evaluate whether we are able to help these people out, take in the cat. There are a lot of factors that come into play with that. Do we have the room for them? Do we have an appropriate foster available for them? What's the health condition of the cat? What's their behavior? Do we think they're adoptable? Those are all things we consider. I work with other people to determine whether we're going to accept one of those rehoming requests. And then for the returns, those are cats that were originally adopted from us. And in those cases, we will always take them back, except for like some very rare circumstances. But yeah, that's what I do.
So do you have any memorable foster adoption stories, special cats that you've known other than Kai, who's with you now?
Yeah, I think the most memorable cats that I have fostered are the ones that maybe needed extra care, or for one reason or another. I've had some that were like really shy and needed extra time to blossom, become more, used to being around humans and accepting the affection from them. I also have had a bunch of medical cases. I recently had a foster who she had some digestive issues that caused some incontinence, or sorry, constipation. And a lot of people who come and want to adopt a cat, they want somebody who doesn't necessarily have health issues. They want somebody really healthy and isn't going to have accidents outside the box. And so she was kind of memorable because she did require some extra care. And I thought she was a foster that maybe would take a really long time to get adopted, just because she could be a little messy. And also she her tail didn't work properly. It was like a little crooked. So she wasn't 100% perfect, but she had a really great personality. She was really fun. She was very sweet. And that's what won over her adopter. She was able to look past the health issues and see her for her personality and realize that she's a great cat, and she was willing to accept the fact that she had some medical needs. And I've gotten a few updates from them, really cute pictures of her enjoying her home, looking out the window at the birds, and playing with the toys and getting lots of love. So it's those are the best parts of being a foster, is when they get adopted and you get those updates and you see them really happy in their home, and you see the cat happy, and you hear the stories from the adopter saying like how much they love them and everything. So that's the gratifying part of the adoption process.
Yeah, that's really special. I really appreciate this. And I also have a little photo bomber here. This is Johnny, who decided to join us. I've got this Zoom background, so I'm not sure how much he's showing up, but this is Johnny. We rescued him out of a barn, didn't we? He just showed up one day. So in terms of recommendations for volunteering, can you tell us how you got started volunteering with Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation, and the advice you have for those who would like to do so too?
Yeah, so there are plenty of ways to get involved with Lost Dog, whether you want it like something hands-on or if you want something more remote. There are plenty of options. We have a page on our website that has all of our volunteer information, but it can be anything from volunteering at our rescue care center and taking care of the cats there. The cats that are staying at our rescue care center, they need enrichment, they need playtime and attention, and they also need to be their kennels need to be cleaned, they need to be fed. So there's the hands-on work. We also have remote positions where you can, for example, be a adoption coordinator, so you can help field those inquiries of people who are interested in adopting a cat and help them along the adoption process. You can be an adoption counselor, which are the people who, once somebody decides they want to adopt a cat, they're the ones who finalize and process the adoption. What else? You can be part of the marketing team. We also, we like to promote our cats on social media. So, writing their biographies to, hype them up, and posting them photos and videos on social media so they can get their name out there. That's another role that people can have. That's a remote role. We have positions on the medical team for people who, want to, schedule vet appointments. That's an option. Yes, there are a ton of roles that are available. We're always looking for volunteers to help us out.
Great, thank you for that. And so is Kai a keeper now? He said he's about 12 years old?
So I have my own foster fail cat, and she's not very nice to my fosters, so she insists that she is the only cat. So all my fosters are only temporary guests. That's the rule.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, so we don't, this is not a live show, but if somebody sees Kai and falls in love and he's still available, he would be available for adoption?
Yep, he's currently available for adoption. His profile is up on our website. So if anybody is interested in adopting him, they can go to our website, go to his profile on our page, and fill out an application for him. He's a very
that's
sweet
wonderful.
boy.
Yes, he is. Well, Juliana, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Kai, for yours. And we very much appreciate you taking the time and everything that you do for Lost Dog and Cat.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks a lot.
And now let's enjoy a cameo appearance with Jenny and Megan Bordeaux and their adopted cat.
Let's get the kitty as the kitties come back. That's okay.
Oh, he literally just came over. You want to come for your cameo, Miles? Come
Here
say
it is.
hello.
Okay, outtake cameo for Miles. Oh, look at that gorgeous guy. Now tell us about him again.
He is currently 4 years old, just turned 4 in April. So he is on the younger side. He is our little goofball in the house. His favorite toy is pasta. He likes the curly dried pasta that he'll bat around and play hockey with. He also likes to take showers and play in the water.
Oh.
He's an interesting little one. They have a routine in the morning where we'll turn on the water in the sink. And so he'll dunk his little head in, just get completely soaked, and then shove his face into our older cat Sparkles, who will then lick all the water off. And they are the cutest little boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Well, thank you for joining us, little black. Love that. Can we see that little white spot again?
Oh, yes, this little guy.
Oh, there it is.
You're such a good baby. I know. I know. You are so good.
Well, thank you again for all of you for being on Pet Info Cafe.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I hope you've enjoyed this very special episode about the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation. If you'd like more information on this and other episodes, you may visit petinfocafe.com. Thank you to Lost Dog Cafe with 5 locations in the DC Metro. All Lost Dog Cafe locations are owned and operated by former employees and members of the Lost Dog Cafe family who are committed to food, beer, customer service, and a deep-rooted love for animals that embody the Lost Dog Cafe way.